If you asked any experienced typist how to get better at typing, there's a pretty good chance that the first thing they'll tell you is to practice, and this is very true, but there are several factors that can affect the effectiveness of your typing practice. So today I'll be talking about a few things you can do to get the most out of your typing practice. Before I get started, I want to let you all know that I'm currently running a NitroType account rating competition. I highly recommend that you enter, regardless of how good your NitroType account is, because everyone who enters is entered for a random chance to win some NitroType cash. Everyone who enters is rated, so everyone will have an equal chance at some of that NitroType cash. In addition to this, I'm also running a separate NitroType cash giveaway on my channel. I will link the instructions for both the account rating competition and the giveaway in the description of this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions pertaining to either of these. Enjoy the video. In order to get the most out of your typing practice, the first thing you're going to want to do is to practice in a location that allows you to concentrate. You need to be avoiding loud, noisy, distracting environments whenever possible. Again, sometimes this isn't possible, especially if you're at school or something, but just try to make sure the area you're practicing is comfortable. Adjust your keyboard position when necessary. Make sure the desk you're using is comfortable enough. This will allow you to focus on the typing practice itself and none of the distracting elements of your environment. Make sure that your hands are stretched and relaxed. This is way more important than a lot of people realize, and I try to remember to do this every time before I start practicing. Stretching your fingers will aid in lowering your required warm-up time, which should allow you to spend more time practicing and less time warming up. However, you still want to make sure you're spending some time warming up. It's good for you, and it helps your typing practice a lot. You also want to use proper form. I don't mean to upset my two-fingered typists out there, but typing with two fingers has proven disadvantages. Typing with more fingers allows for better efficiency and endurance, and has a higher speed potential than two fingers. Again, if you're using more fingers to type the same amount of characters, each finger has to move less. It's just kind of like a basic math equation. I always recommend typing with at least 8 of your fingers, but 10 is ideal. Doesn't work for everyone. Again, most of the time people will only use one of their thumbs, and that works just fine, but I recommend using more fingers than less. Focus on your accuracy. If you can't type at a specific words per minute with 97% accuracy or higher, type a little bit slower until you can. This will greatly aid in your practice, contributing to real-world usefulness. In the long run, accuracy is much more important than words per minute, because if you're in the real world typing up an assignment for school and you're having to hit backspace every 5 characters, you're going to be going a lot slower than somebody who's typing slower than you but is much more accurate. It's always better to practice consistently. Try to get in a bit of practice every day if you can. It doesn't have to be a large amount of time to help contribute to your overall progress. It's much better to practice a little bit every day than a lot every few days. Adding to the previous point, you don't want to over-practice. There is definitely a limit, and practicing too much could actually limit your progress and pose a safety hazard to your hands and wrists. Take breaks. If you are trying to practice when your hands are tired, you're not going to really be contributing to your overall progress very much. By taking short breaks, you allow your mind to refocus, not to mention that you could avoid injuring yourself. You also want to make sure that if you are trying to improve your endurance, then instead of practicing until your hands can't type anymore, if you gradually add on, that will be a lot safer, and in my opinion, I think it's a little bit better. Try different websites to practice on. There are a lot of good ones to choose from, and each of them can be used for different things. I recommend using monkeytype.com to make custom texts, because then you can practice the specific words that give you problems, and maybe websites like 10 Fast Fingers for accuracy, and then just websites like NitroType if you want to have a lot of fun. Stay dedicated to practicing. While there may be times when you don't really feel all that motivated, sticking with it will do a lot more for your progress than just typing when you feel like it. There will be times when the progress will be very slow, you may start to plateau a little bit, and you really just have to stick with it, and then you should be able to get through it. Try to have fun. There are a lot of websites out there that make typing practice a lot of fun. Again, as I mentioned before, NitroType is one of the ones that is a lot more fun. But just look out, because NitroType doesn't really enforce accuracy very much, so you want to make sure your accuracy is already pretty good before heading on to NitroType. I do hope you all enjoyed today's video. Again, make sure to enter that NitroType account rating competition, as well as that giveaway. If you have any questions about that, please let me know in the comments section. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next one.